Hi everyone, lovely to see you. I'm sorry I've been so quiet for the last few weeks. I've had a couple of messages from people asking me questions. So I've been struck down with the dreaded lurgy, but now I'm right back to it. So I wanted to share all the findings that I've come across, some amazing insights, eye-openers and aha moments reading some of the most amazing books. Basically, my passion and my aim here is to teach people easily what quantum is, in a way that they can use it to enhance their own life through empowerment, creative visualization, basically the law of attraction made easy. And to know how it works, I think it's important that you need to know how you work and the universe works. On a fundamental basis, but as easy as I can make it. So you can literally understand the science behind it. So I've been researching a lot, and a book that I recently posted about Greg Braden, who's one of my favourites, because he's so lovely and he speaks in such an easy to understand language. His book called The Divine Matrix, but that's not the only book that I've researched for you, basically taking all the hard work out of it for you. There are so many different sites and sources of information out there. It's absolutely mind-boggling, but let me share with you the best bits of what I've gathered so far. This isn't going to happen in one video, but I've recently put a post on Facebook, All You Need Is Love. And the reason I've done this is because through channeling spirit, probably about 2 years ago, I was given a frequency code, and I was given the message that I need to help people get into their heart center, to come from a place of unconditional love. I had no idea at that moment in time how the hell I was going to achieve that. So really, I didn't really try because it seemed too much of a big task. And I don't get me wrong, I continued down the path, and I have been searching from that day as how I can do this. But I was obviously tapping into the conscious collective, which is the world resonance, basically, of how things were shifting at the time. The world has its own, the universe has its own conscious resonance, the Schumann resonance. We all have our own individual resonance as well. I was obviously tapping into what the universe was shifting up to. Some people call it the fifth dimension, but it was basically to help explain how love heals. It's making my job a lot easier, because when it's in a conscious collective, it means that there's a mass of people bringing this forward, not just one person. So as you can see lately, there are masses of people starting to talk about love and how you should be resonating from that frequency of love. And obviously I want to explain on a scientific level, if I can, because I'm not a scientist, I'm not a physicist, and I'm not a mathematician. I'm just a normal girl. I'm a life coach and a spiritual coach, but I'm trying to understand it so I can help everybody understand it. And if I can understand it, you guys will definitely understand it. So what have I found out so far? Okay, let's try and get it as simple as possible. So we are all born from a field of consciousness, and scientists still don't know where consciousness resides within the human body. They can't find it. So what they have found is the most fundamental, basic building block of life, but they will even go deeper than that. What they found now won't be the end. So what they found now is the unified field, and the smallest unit of energy, which we may have all originated from, is called the Planck length, and space itself may have originated from this. Now the Planck length is that small, it's nearly incomprehensible to imagine, and it's actually a string, it's a loop of vibrating energy. That's what we've all originated from, and that's what we all continue to be up until this day, until they find something smaller. So we are all just a vibration of energy, and we're born from, if you get right down to the most subtlest of energy, the subatomic particles, the basis of all life itself is something called the unified field, which is consciousness itself. So what separates you and me, you see as space. It's far from an empty space. It's a vibrating, pulsating field of energy. Greg Braden calls it the divine matrix. And this field of energy, we produce an electromagnetic field of energy, which is our frequency and our resonance. That interacts with the consciousness or the empty space around us, which is why we get gut feelings. We get gut feelings about people. We resonate with them or we don't. And that's why, because our fields are intermingling. So we are nothing really but empty space. So the atom is what you're made of, contains subatomic particles, but most of the atom is empty space, as is everything that you see. This is just an illusion. When they say nothing is real, that's because nothing is real. It's empty space, and the reason it feels solid is because of the positive and negative charges that are making it feel like it's physical. So you can touch your table, you can touch your flesh. That's because of the charges inside. So we're all born from consciousness, and we emit a field of resonance. Now that field of resonance interacts with your DNA. We're all light beings. I've researched slightly something called optogenetics, and now the new sciences, scientists and physicists have shown that they can manipulate mice by shining a laser light onto certain areas of the brain, okay, which can counteract fear, and it can help them make decisions as well. Obviously they're looking to employ this into humans for the benefit of healing. They could use it for whatever they like. If they can take away our fear, then what can they do to our soldiers in the war? So anyway, so we're all beings of light, and we are being emitted, shrouded in light all the time. And when we think a thought and we resonate on a certain frequency, then that emits as well. That then comes back into our DNA, and our DNA is constantly being turned on and off. Gene switches can turn on and off. This is something proven by Bruce Lipton with epigenetics. So that DNA is constantly being switched on and off. And when it's switched on, we are more open and more receptive, and we resonate higher, and that gives us healing and well-being to the body. And what switches us on is resonating from the heart. The heart is the biggest electromagnetic field. The biggest organ that produces the biggest field is your heart, and it's actually proven to be an endocrine hormone gland now, not just a cardiovascular pump. Okay, so it emits its own hormones, oxytocin, dopamine. So when we emit these into our frequency fields, it then shines back into our DNA. We have, as we have photoreceptors in our eye which receive the light, and then our brain perceives the information, we actually have those photoreceptors all over our skin, taking in the light to our DNA. So what closes us down is fear, anger, resentment, jealousy, all those kind of low-level vibrational emotions that we experience. But if you really want to shift your resonance, if you want to change the way that your life is turning out for you, because you are creating your life every day, the world is mirroring back to you your thoughts and your feelings and your beliefs. That's another topic for another day. But if you don't like it, then you need to change it, because you have the power to change it. You need to start first thinking differently, and it's not just about thinking a thought differently. You have to marry that up with your feeling. Now this is where I come in as a coach, because I help people go back, heal the past, heal the trauma that's keeping them locked in an energetic way, free that up, and we can literally change your timeline for what you're going to create in the future by changing the past. Time, again, is an illusion. It's been proven. It doesn't exist. Again, a topic for another day. So if you want to change your life, you literally, I keep hearing this song all the time, which means this is the message that I need to bring to you. All you need is love. I'm a half Scouser, I live on the Wirral, so yeah, the Beatles brought that song to the universe. All you need is love, literally. How do you get it? Love is not achieved by having a partner, by the way. Love is something that starts from within. It resonates within you. Whether you are single, whether you've just split up with someone and you're going through the worst divorce in your life, only you has the power to resonate in love, no matter what your situation. No matter what your situation. You can love a pet. You can love, I don't know, an object. Whatever that gives you that feeling isn't coming from outside of you. It's coming from inside of you because of the meaning you're putting onto the pet or the object that you love. All you have to do is possibly access a memory. If you don't have a memory of that time when you felt love inside yourself, then think of one. Get one. It's just an emotion. It lies within you. Think of a beautiful scenery. Fall in love with yourself. It's harder to do, possibly, for some people if they've been and experienced a lot of trauma, because that's what you will be holding on to. You'll be in victim mode, possibly, that life isn't fair. I understand that. I've been there myself. I've lived through all of that and I've got through the other side. It is totally possible. Everything you need, the secret lies within you, and you have the power to change your life. Believe me, it's possible. I've done it, so you can all do it. So I hope this helps, but there will be more.